And this being like another example because we're here and it's kind of sunny and it's like the end of the day, so we're like, it's a good time to sit in the garden and vlog because we get to get vitamin D, it's nice lighting, you know. But Neb's the one that wanted to sit out here and do that as an activity, and I was like, oh, I want to bring up these things. But because I wasn't feeling like I want to sit outside and vlog and sit in the sunlight, and she was, it's like it took a minute to work out what to do about that because I didn't. It's like it's hard to realize that somebody else wants to do something and let go of the front because the person in front is like, oh, I really feel strongly that I want to do this thing and I don't want to let go of the front. Like, there's some vlogs that we haven't watched back for a while. I'm wondering if I need to I wonder if I can protect the phone from the wind. Here you go, wear a hat. Oop, that's a bit too much over your eyes. Should try that. There you go. Yep, nice and protected. I wonder, I feel like throughout life, maybe people have switched in and I just have been so amnesic of it, I didn't realise it was happening at all. I've just been so amnesic, I've been amnesic of the amnesia. And now, I feel like the amnesia is actually slightly less in host parts of me, which means I can kind of see it happening. But it's like, you know, when a limb goes to sleep, if you've been sitting at a weird angle and your leg goes completely numb, you don't actually notice. And you don't really notice until the blood comes back to it just a little bit, and then you're like, oh, that feels like shit, that's fucking horrible. And that's it, actually waking up. And I feel a bit like it's kind of like that with symptoms. Life's really fucking hard. But you know, a lot of parts of me have spent a lot of time in our life not able to tell you why. It's like I just can't remember the things that make it. I know that if I wanted to go out and do something, I feel this dread and I don't, and exhaustion and there's so much. But until I'm actually doing it and then I'm exhausted after, I couldn't tell you how many different symptoms I had to manage to try and do it and how inaccessible that makes most things to me. It's like I forget as it's happening. And now I feel like I'm starting to forget less. Like I'm starting to notice things happen, so instead of just being completely amnesic of the fact that other people switch or of the passive influence and of the thoughts and feelings of other people in my system, I'm starting to notice it a bit. Because I would have been quite disconnected from our system in a lot of parts of me, really. So there's 3 host parts, and then a part of me who was a persecutor, and other trauma holders in other parts of me, who I think maybe saved me a little bit by having a tiny bit of connection. But the parts of me that were host and persecutor, I had no connection, either through denial and just being completely blocked off from the existence of the system, or through amnesic walls being too high with everything I hold and being blocked away from the other members of the system, or being shut inside because my behaviour was dangerous. By the way, do not recommend, don't shut your persecutors inside, it is not a good time, does not help. So now it's I'm starting to be able to see how much stuff I couldn't see before. And it feels like stuff's getting way more confusing, but actually I think that it's actually just me starting to be able to see how confusing things are, whereas I've just been blocked from seeing it.